This story is difficult to tell, not because the memories are unclear, but because every time I think about what happened, I still question whether I survived something real or something that was never meant to let me go. My name is Elizabeth Blackwood, and I am the last one. When people hear the name now, they think of rainies, sealed court records, and that burned estate outside Whitmore Hollow. But to me, it was just home, a place where the walls whispered even when no one was speaking and where no one ever truly slept. I was 21 when they said I was unwell. The doctors used softer words: exhausted, delusional, grief-stricken, but they all meant the same thing. They didn't believe me. The Blackwood woman always died young. That is what the town said. My grandmother vanished in the river behind the estate. My mother was found in her bedroom, her face frozen in terror. No wonders, no explanation. And my older sister Margaret, she simply walked into the forest one night and never came back. They said I was imagining patterns, but I knew better, because every day happened after the same thing. The voices. At night, when the halls were silent, I could hear them. Soft, broken whispers coming from behind the walls. Not ghosts, not hallucinations. They sounded like my family, begging, warning. They brought me to Greyhaven Asylum on a rainy morning. The carriage doors shut like a coffin lid. The staff were polite, too polite. They wrote things down whenever I spoke. They nodded when I mentioned the whispers, then encouraged my meditation. But the whispers followed me. They crept through the panties, through the floors, through the locked doors. And the worse, the other patients began to hear them too. One woman clawed at her ears until they bled. A man screamed that the walls were breathing. They blamed me. They said I was contagious. The nights were the worst. Every night at exactly 2:17 a.m., I heard footsteps outside my room. A slow, dragging, always stopping outside my door. One evening, I pretended to be asleep and peeked through the crack. There was no person. Only a long shadow stretched across the floor, moving like something alive. The next morning, the patient in the room across from mine was gone. Her bed is still warm. Her name scratched into the wall. My uncle Thomas visited me only once. He told me the estate had been sold, that everything was handled. When I asked about the sealed basement, he went pale. He whispered, "You should have stayed quiet, Elizabeth." That night, I overheard two nurses arguing. They weren't here to treat me. They were here to keep me from talking. Because beneath the Blackwood estate, there was a room no one was meant to find. A room where my family tried to hide what they had done. The last thing I remember is writing my name into the mattress with a broken spoon. The whispers were screaming now. The shadow was waiting. They said I vanished from a locked room. No windows open, no doors unlocked. Only one thing left behind: my voice recorder, and on it a single sentence: the Blackwoods were never cursed. We were keeping something alive.